Mm-hmm. You're saying I found a body. Also,
You can watch more of this later. What Juno
It's
sent?
like felt a little different and stuff. I noticed that one
Looks
of my
like
friends,
people want to do
like
something else
I
instead of
always
going
seem
to
kind of
Cyberpunk.
annoying to my friends. Like
Probably
a
do
lot,
more
and I could
reacts or
never
maybe go about
focus.
more
I've never
politics
really
and
been
stuff.
able to focus. It's gotten to the point of like tears, where I try to like
Juno sent this, and its kid in VRChat talks about being bullied. I'm curious about
do my
this.
math homework or something,
This is
and I
cute.
just can't. And I've always been
They
able
can
to make
talk like
in
this.
class if I couldn't focus. I've always been like very obedient, so like the teacher never really looked at me and noticed me for that stuff, because ADHD stands for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I have ADHD, and a thing that comes with that is like bad insomnia. I've always had insomnia, and I probably just make it worse by looking at screens and stuff. I have to take sleeping pills, melatonin, so falling asleep is difficult no matter what.
I relate to this.
It's not really fun, you know, tuning out and having people think you don't care about what they're saying. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. It's like my mind kind of drifts off, but I have to like, it's really hard to keep track. So like, I can do it sometimes, but not always. Like, yeah, I feel like my friends are like, they think I'm annoying, and then they invite me places out of pity. There was like this bonfire.
Yeah, throw
thing
this one to me,
and I was really
Juno.
glad that I was
Yeah, to make
invited.
me
We
feel
were
some
all sitting
feels.
around in a big circle, like all 30 of us, and we were talking about stuff. And it was like my turn to talk about it, right? And as I'm talking, I realize I'm going on for like a little bit longer than everyone else. But while I'm talking, some like other people, they just start talking like across the thing, and I was like, and then everyone else starts talking, and I was like, I wasn't done. I was all right, and then I just kind of stopped. Talking to people scary. I've got like one friend that I can like talk to about personal issues. Like she's really nice. But if I were to talk about like my other friends, they just say like oof or something like that.
Oh, what the heck?
You're another version of me.
I'm not another version of you. You're another version of me.
This kid's got a big ego.
Wait, do I have to let my cat out? Yeah, 1 second. I gotta let my cat out.
Are you laughing and his body suspended?
Yeah, no, seriously, dude.
This... Ready Player One would never work in real. It's not at all how it would be.
I'm back.
Hyper-realistic Ready Player One would have been a masterpiece. It would have been better than like E.T. or Jurassic Park. So we get
I like that he's not going after him or anything, that they're just kind of laughing at the fact of like taking off the VR helmet and everything. That's kind of cute. No, I feel what you mean though, Drew.
Like, look, take off your headset again. Just show us that animation. It would be like a psychological thriller. It's like clipping into the bench.
I am like 4'9", 4'10", and that's really bad for a 15-year-old. When I'm walking, you probably think of me as like a 10-year-old. You probably think I was like 10 or 11. And most of my friends now, they don't get asked if they need a kids menu, but I do. I know that's not a big thing, but it just shows, it just like lets me look into the public perception of me, like when I just go about my daily life.
You know deal on the kids menu. You're saving money.
I had to leave and move to Texas for some family issues, but back then, I've always had long hair. I had really long hair up until like 6 months ago, and when I went into high school, I said they're gonna be really mean to me. The kids were just ruthless. Like everywhere I went, I heard people saying like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And they'd call me other things that I don't want to say. But I remember when I went home that day, because we were living with my cousins, I just ran to the back shed and I just cried there for a bit. My mom told my uncle about it, and he took me to this place called Whataburger, which is really good. And basically, that while I was there, he basically said it was kind of my fault for that happening, for all those kids saying mean things. Basically saying, you know, if you got a cool haircut, I don't really think that would happen. You know, I mean,
it's sweet though too.
Yeah, my
This is
hair
really
didn't
well
look the
done.
best, but I mean, I don't really think it was cool to say that. I still love my uncle, but I don't know.
What would you have wanted him to have told you there?
I don't know, that, like, just say that, like, kids are gonna be mean sometimes, and, you know, just things will get better. Lunch was the worst part, you know, people from across the cafeteria like, hey, are you a guy or a girl? And, you know, stuff like that, and, like, it felt like the entire cafeteria was looking at me.
Maybe you should join a motorcycle gang.
You know, I might, you know, get my switchblade out,
because then
cruising for a bruising.
You've got a bunch of people who care about your well-being. It's like a band of brothers kind of thing.
I already got one of those.
Talking about us?
Yeah.
Is there something behind us?
I don't like motorcycles. My mom's ex-boyfriend died on a motorcycle. I know his dad because my mom still talks to him. He's like sort of like a dad to my mom, and he's sort of like my grandfather, even though he's not.
So you would never buy a Harley?
This one kid in particular, I forget what his name was, but he was a senior. He's like, "What's up, Freshy?" And he wanted to give me a handshake. I didn't know what to do, alright? So he gave me a handshake.
This
and
is so
he
fucking
just, like,
wholesome,
squeezed my
Juno.
hand into
Thank you for
oblivion.
this.
I legitimately
This is
thought my
nice.
hand was going to break. I could see him actually struggling to squeeze my hand. Like, I could see his, like, face getting red. Like, he was legitimately trying to, like, break my hand, I think. My hand hurt so bad, I almost cried in the hall.
It's like a super villain origin.
The video did an awesome job. Here's the video. So strange yet touching at the same time. The VR chat really does break down the awkward social barrier and make it easy to just talk about things. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And yeah, no, agreed. He's talking about getting interrupted and gets interrupted by that guy. And that guy to be extremely annoying. I felt as if I wasn't taking a damn get the thing. Maybe.
Story.
I liked this one girl, like, for, like, a couple months. And then later, I found out that she liked me for, like, a week. And I was like, so that's a win in my book. I'm just gonna be happy that somebody actually liked me once. I'm really self-conscious about my height and my voice. Because, like, this, you know, this does not sound like a 15-year-old's voice.
Danny DeVito's really short and has a strange voice, and he's like a sex symbol. I think you have a legal case against CBS, because I feel like they're using elements of your life story on their hit show, Young Sheldon.
Like, I try to be funny sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm not funny, then
Very
what's
good,
the
Drew.
purpose of, like, knowing me? Like, in a lot of my times, my jokes, they're not funny at all. Like, my jokes absolutely suck.
Tell us a joke.
That's called gotcha journalism.
They all laughed and looked at me, and I was just like, I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. I'm not gonna deal with the constant kids at my school being mean to me and everyone in general, you know? Ever since I got there, I wanted to be homeschooled, because we had always kind of thought about homeschool, and then eventually one day we're just like, let's do it. And then I was set on it. And then a week later, no, I don't want to do homeschool. Definitely not. And then a week later, yes, I do want to do homeschool. And it really just went back and forth until one day I'm like, yep, I want to do homeschool. I know my brain's gonna say, no, you
Alec,
don't,
what's
but I'm
going
just gonna
up?
stick
What
with
is the
this
fellow
answer 'cause I've
leftist wing
rationalized it.
degenerates? Or should I've seen this? Yo, shit, you have. Also, shout out to Alec, by the way, who's also a lefty streamer. Definitely worth checking out. Thanks for stopping by,
And then when
Alec.
my mom called, said to pull me out of school, the principal was like, no, he's not going to do that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And she's like, he's not going to be there tomorrow. It's his first day of homeschool.
Hog indeed.
And yeah, I've never heard from that principal again, and I kind of feel bad because he was just a nice principal.
Aren't you worried that you're going to miss out on certain important life experiences from being homeschooled?
That did cross my mind, but, you know, VR is a way to escape, you know? Like, I can be a frog. Kermit was literally my childhood hero. When I was like 6, for 2 hours, pieces of paper.
I can't deal with how wholesome this is. It's not even fair.
And built a fully functioning Kermit puppet that I loved. And I made 2 more out of cloth. Kermit just reminds me of, like, me when I was, like, younger, happier. I don't know. I really like Kermit. I've always liked puppets and stuff like that. When I was younger, I wanted to be a puppeteer. I got an old YouTube channel of me with my puppets. There's a picture of me sitting around with all of my puppets. I don't know. I just really like Kermit. You know, I can make friends in VR, and they won't. They might treat me a bit differently based on my voice, but they won't treat me differently based on my height, based on the way I look. It's really, I'd say, the closest form of anonymity that isn't anonymous you could get. Like, where people still know you. Kids don't know what I look like. For all they know, I am a swashbuckling bachelor, you know?
I don't think anyone thinks that. No one on VRChat is a swashbuckling bachelor.
If you could tell everyone in the world one thing, what would it be?
No one on VRChat is a swashbuckling bachelor.
If somebody hates you,
Probably true.
stab them with an asbestos-covered knife and take out their kneecaps.
Okay, that
No
is...
wonder people don't like him very much.
That was endearing as fuck. No, I love this like VRChat stuff. It's just so interesting to me.
Well, I always dream to travel.
I'm guessing you've watched some of this too, Juno, since you're the one who linked it.